Hi everyone, Lisa here from LC Designs, hopping on a couple minutes early just so that everybody can find me. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. I know everyone is probably busy getting ready for tomorrow. Not sure if you're able to have family over and friends. I myself am just going to have my immediate family, my little bubble, my two daughters and their families. It's pretty much all we can do. So I hope everybody is doing well, staying safe. Just getting ready for Thanksgiving, even though it's not your normal Thanksgiving. You know, not your normal Thanksgiving. Can't get together and stuff, but hope everybody's doing well. But I have some projects today that we are going to, they all include like a hot drink and a treat. So either coffee, hot chocolate, and they can all go either way. You can switch it up. You can put coffee instead of chocolate or vice versa. So first of all, I want to say my project sheet is already posted. I just seen it posted up there. It has all the measurements, so you don't have to write them down as I'm going over the projects. And then I just want to remind you, my virtual craft fair is going on right now on this page, and you can shop there. There's a Google form that you fill out, kind of like my BOGO sale, pretty much. Just go fill it out, put the items you want, and then I can pull them. Then I'll email you and let you know that I have everything. And then our online extravaganza was yesterday, but they extended it another day because there was a lot of issues with, technical issues. I guess the website either crashed or whatever, so they extended it, but this will end today. I am going to announce who won last week. So if you share my video, it's even if you're watching the replay, Kelly Frank and Melanie Foy. Melanie, I have your address. Kelly, I'm not sure that I have your address, so can you message me your address? I know you won something before, but I'm not sure if I saved the address, but just send it to me. You two are the winners for sharing my video last week. You're going to get a packet of handmade cards, and I have 2 more packets to draw for next week if you share my video today. So congratulations to this week's winners, and then share my video and I'll have a couple more for next week. So let me grab my instructions. I guess I left them over on my desk. Because it's funny, even though I have the project sheet, I have my crazy instructions. Hang on one second. Sorry about that. Usually I have it together. But these are like my messy instructions because I do this when I'm creating. So I know my mess. So we're going to start out with this box. We're going to use the Warm Hugs bundle today. So I'm using the stamps and the coordinating dies. I already have my dies pulled out that I'm going to use in the stamps. So we're going to start out with this box here. And this box has cookies and hot chocolate in it. So it's got Pepperidge Farm Milano cookies. I bought a bucket of these at Costco for a pretty reasonable price. And there was a lot in it. I can't remember. And then a package of hot chocolate. So we'll start out with this one, and let's get we're going to use Mossy Meadow, and Mossy Meadow is going to be 8.5 by 11, which is actually a standard sheet of cardstock. And we're going to score it. So let me get my scoring tool, and we're going to score the long side at 1, 3, 6, and 8. Now we're going to turn it, score the short side at 2 and 6.5. And that's all the scoring that we're going to do on this one. So we'll burnish all those lines. Get my bone folder. Burnish all the lines. This is actually a really simple box to put together. It looks kind of complicated because of all the score lines. Let's hope I remember how to do it. Okay, my cutting scissors. So we're going to cut up all the score lines. I'm trying to remember. So how many of you are cooking Thanksgiving dinner? I actually have to run to the store today, which I'm dreading. You know, we're back on lockdown, and we have a curfew that started on Saturday, and we can only after 10 o'clock at night, you have to go inside. So, you know, you have to stay inside. Curfews from 10 o'clock at night till 5 in the morning. So the box is going to go like this. But I do recall, I think I cut these down. I think I cut these off. I'm horrible. I should have, let me open this one. I am like really, okay, yeah. So these ones, do these get cut off? Yes, these ones get off. I'm really messed up. I had a migraine, not yesterday, the day before, and it just threw me off. You know, I lost a whole day. So I'm still trying to recover. Yesterday I was trying to play catch up, and so I cut these two off. I cut these at an angle, and then these ones we're gonna just cut like in half. They're the flaps that are gonna go inside. So I'm trying to, you know, just catch up, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cut those at an angle as well. So I don't have all my stuff, well, I mean, I should have all my stuff together, but I'm just, I don't know. I'm a little bit not all together. So what we're going to do is we're going to put these, we'll put some tear and tape on this one, on the center tabs. But this migraine, I hadn't had one like this in a long time, and it's, of course, you know, this stuff happens when my husband's out of town, so I had to call my one daughter to come over at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I woke up with it like 4 in the morning, called her up, and had her come over and try and help me out. I have migraine medication, but I couldn't keep it down. Every time I would take something, I'd bring it right back up. So nothing was working. So of course I knew I had to go to the doctor's, but I didn't want to go to emergency. These are not normal times, and I wasn't going to go to emergency. So we're going to put these two sides up here like this. And then, because these ones are going to go this way, so then that way we have the lines, the straight lines there in the front. Yes, I didn't want to go to the doctor's or to emergency anyway. And of course, nothing opens till 8 or 9. So long story short, I pretty much suffered from 4 o'clock in the morning until around noon. By the time I had to get 2 injections and the medication kicked in. So yesterday, like I said, was trying to recover and just catch up on everything. I had already had my projects created. It was just I had to do my project sheet and take a few pictures for the project. So your box is going to go like this, and then all this will just fit right inside like that. So I'm going to use, well, I'll wait till I put the DSP. But again, it's a 3/4 punch that I'm going to use for the little notch. So I'm going to use this DSP. This is the Heartwarming Hugs DSP. So we're going to cut out quite a few pieces for the front, back, and the top. So for the front and back, it's going to be 4 1/4. So it's 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. 2 3/4. So you need 2 pieces, one for the front, one for the back. And then for the sides, it's 1 3/4 by 2 3/4. What did I do? So let's cut this down to 2 3/4 and 1 3/4. I'm kind of getting this, my brain is thinking about the other project. It's like, these kind of seem a little bit small, but it's right. So the, for the top, it's going to be 1 3/4, which it's about 1 3/4 by 4 1/4. I think I could snip just a little bit, 1 3/4, just like a little tiny sliver off to make it right. So I think that's all our pieces for now. So we can adhere those. I'm going to use the liquid glue so we can put them on. And this Heartwarming Hugs DSP is, I really like all the patterns. It could do the stripe on it. There's dots, you'll see in all the other projects, I'm using the same DSP pack. And you can use whatever, uh-oh, I didn't cut this right. Something's not right here. Did I cut it too long? I cut it too long for some reason. I already glued that. So 4 1/4. Oh, I cut it at 4 1/2. That's why it's too long. So, I guess I missed my 1/4 and made it my 1/2. So, can we unglue this? I'm not going to unglue it. I'll try and trim it. See, since you just need a sliver of it off. But that's what happens. I'm talking and trying to cut at the same time. That's not the straightest, but it'll work. You can see, throw a bow on it, right? So now this should be right, because this is 4, yeah. So it's 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. For whatever reason, I cut it 4 1/2. And I should put more along the edges, because I could see that this one on top is not secure because I didn't put it really on the edges. But you can always go back and add glue under there. So, maybe it just didn't glue down all the way. Like I told you, I'm still not together. I'm still, I don't know. Those migraines take a toll on you. But there's, oh, we got to put the sides on. Forgot about the sides. Yeah, yesterday, if you were trying to place an order on the online, like I said, I guess the website crashed, and they decided to extend this. This don't even seem right. What did I do? 1 3/4. It's 1 3/4 by 2 3/4. So, yeah, so they extended the sale, and it's pretty good because, like, if you're a demonstrator, so if you were to join my team, which you could join today and then go place your order, is you'll get an additional 20% off. So you always get 20% off once you join my team. You'll get 20% off, and then if you promote, when you promote, you'll go up to 25% off. And so add that onto your 10%, then your savings, you know, become really good. So this is a 3/4 punch. It's retired. You can use like any punch you have. I'm just kind of centering it in the middle, and then I'm going to punch a half circle for a little notch. And that's it. So then this is going to go like that. So let's put our cookies and our chocolates in, so we don't forget to put them in there once we add the bow and everything. And so there's our box. And now we're going to concentrate on the label, or we can do the ribbon, where I did the ribbon. Let's tie our pretty bow. I love this ribbon. This is the sheer ribbon. I think my box isn't closing because I didn't fold the hot chocolate over very well. But this is the sheer ribbon. Super pretty, really pretty. This, I like how pretty it's nice and shimmery, and I like a nice big bow on top. And there's our bow. I still need to tie it tighter. Or go back and smush my chocolate down better. So there's our bow. I think I could do that tighter, but let's go ahead and start working on the label. So for the label, we're gonna use a, there's a lot of stamping going on, so maybe we should do the stamping first, because then we got a die cut, and then I'll do that little, I'll do the, I will do the, like, blah, 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 again, out of it. There's a lot of stamps, and look, my stamps came off. I think I'm missing, am I missing another one? No. Alright, so there's going to be a lot of stamps. Here, let's put this one here. This one here. And this one here. Not sure why all my stamps were falling off, but... And then just a reminder too, if you want these make and takes, everything to make these projects, just place a $35 order in my online store using this host code, and I will send everything to you so that you can make them. So we're going to stamp the tree, and then I'm going to remove that so I could see, and then we're going to stamp the inside of the tree. Oh, I did that horrible. Or it looked like it just didn't get that one corner. I don't know if I didn't hit the corner right. Oh my goodness, my stamps aren't a little better. I don't know why I keep missing that corner. So we need that. We're going to do the coffee cup in the Mossy Meadow. So this is all Mossy Meadow that I'm using. These stamps, I'm not sure what's going on. All of a sudden they're not sticking. And oh my goodness, I'm doing terrible at my stamping. Okay, so that's the Mossy Meadow. Actually, what I did on the tree, I'm going to do this over still. Okay, let's do the outline here. I needed to stamp off and then do my inside a little better. And then the cup, I think I did exactly the same. Boy, I'm acting like I never stamped before. It's really not this hard. There you go. And then so I'm going to need this one, so we might as well stamp that in the Mossy Meadow. Okay, so now the real red, we're going to stamp the heart. Oh, see, I did forget. I knew I needed some more stamps. The candy canes. So let me clean these off real quick so you can get the candy canes. Oh boy. So I hope everyone is doing well. Again, I don't know if you're on lockdown where you are, but like I said, I gotta go to the store later and I'm really dreading it. It's only because I need a couple of things that I forgot, as usual. So the stamps, I need the candy canes. I forgot the candy canes. I was like, I thought I used every stamp, but I just didn't. Okay, so we'll stamp the candy canes, and then we'll do the candy cane inside. There you go. Gosh, I'm doing horrible. I'm just going to leave it. My stamping is really not normally this bad. So since I have the red out, we'll go ahead and stamp the So Very Merry. This is amazing how one bad day can mess everything up. Migraines are no joke. If you've ever had them, they just, you know, it's like a couple of days to recover. And luckily, like I didn't get the heavy duty medication that sometimes they'll give you, because that'll knock you out for a few days. I remember way back in the day when I first started getting them, they used to give me some pretty heavy duty stuff, but then I couldn't function. It was like I lost like 2 or 3 days instead of just 1. So we're going to cut these out with the matching dies. My poor candy canes look horrible. And of course with this magnetic plate, everything's probably going to move. Yeah, so at least I only lost 1 day instead of a couple of days. Actually, 1 year I remember, I think it was the first year my husband and I were together. It was our first Thanksgiving together. We were hosting everybody here, and I got a migraine, of course. So we had to go to emergency, spend most of the morning in emergency, and I think at that time I got one of those heavy-duty shots, and he actually had to cook Thanksgiving dinner for everybody. And he was like, oh my gosh. It's like the first time with the family and everything, and I got to do the cooking. But it worked out. We even had some friends from Japan down. Can you believe that? And had to entertain them. Well, I slept most of the time. He got me up just for dinner. Uh-oh, where my candy canes got lost. I don't see my candy canes. Oh, here they are. Yeah, so migraines are no joke. So there was one other thing I needed to stamp, but I'll stamp. We're going to cut that. So all of these are going to get adhered with mini dimensionals and regular dimensionals on the big one. And then I'm going to need my piece of real red cardstock. But yeah, I don't know if any of you have ever had a migraine, but it does really mess you up for a few days. It's like it's the worst feeling, especially like that one I had where I couldn't keep anything down, so none of the pain medication was going in. Okay, so for the little strip of red that we're going to adhere all those to, is going to be 1 by 4, 1 inch by 4 inches. So here's 4 inches, and then by 1. And there's so many different things that can cause migraines too. Just stress is one, of course. For women, hormones. You know, I check off all the boxes for having migraines. All right, so let's do our minis. I lost my candy canes again. They keep running away from me. We'll put the heart. Oops. I kind of alternated my colors. Red, green, red, green. The tree. The candy canes. And are any of you ready for Christmas? Because I'm sure not. I think I cut this piece short again because why my pieces aren't fitting. I did. Oh my goodness. 1x4. This should be like 1x4.5. Boy, I'm going to have to go check all my dimensions. Hopefully that they're right. By 4.5. I'm going to, like I said, I use my notes instead of the, I'm going to have, but this will still stick it on here, but I will definitely fix it. We're going to glue this here. I was wondering why it looked like it was short. My coffee cup didn't fit all the way. But nobody will ever know, right? So that is our, oh, nope, we got to add the rhinestones. Put one on the coffee cup. And we'll add one here and one here. Oh, and I'm still not done because I didn't do the sentiment. And I love this sentiment because it's, you're the marshmallows to my cocoa. And I wish I could have put marshmallows in there. If you live in Texas, I know for a fact that they have little packages of, they're like about that big, the Jet Puff marshmallows. I cannot find them anywhere here in California. But when I lived in Texas, they had them. And those would probably fit in there as well. And I didn't want to open those mini ones and put them in a tube just because of COVID and everything. So if you live in Texas, you can add some marshmallows to your box, and it would be perfect with this little sentiment. So we're just going to cut this out and around the words, and then we'll adhere it with mini dimensionals. But I really wish I could find those mini marshmallows. You know, I've even looked like on Amazon because I thought, okay, you can find everything on Amazon. But I cannot find those little packages. And I almost want to say that I even went on to the, I think it's Jet Puff or whatever website to see if I could get them from them. And I was not able to locate them at all. And then I tried to order from the grocery store in Texas, which is H-E-B. And, of course, they don't deliver to California for whatever reason. See, one of the states they don't deliver to. So, I wasn't able to just, can't get the marshmallows, but these would be perfect to go with it. So, with the mini dimensionals, we're just going to add this. Start over here and put it over the tag. Is that straight or crooked? There you go. So there's our little hot chocolate and cookie box. So a mini treat that you can send to somebody. This is going to bother me because this is not tight. But like I said, I got those cookies at Costco, and they weren't badly priced, and I think there was a bunch. I could probably look and see. I have the bin over there, but so that's our first project. We will move on to the second one because I've already taken so much time because I've been messing up here. Oops. So our second project is going to be this one, and this one is going to hold a K-cup and a you can do the mini hostess donuts. That's what I had planned it for, but I could not find them. And especially this time of year, they usually have like like special flavors or whatever. Like they actually had hot cocoa and I think they're hot cocoa flavored mini donuts. So they're the Hostess, and they fit in here perfectly. But I was not able to find them, so I smushed my Milano cookies in there. They do fit, so if you buy that bucket, and then it holds a K-cup, so you can do hot chocolate. They have the hot chocolate K-cups, but I had the donut shop, and then I was gonna do the donuts. But like I said, if you find the hot cocoa donuts, you can do that, and then you can put the hot chocolate K-cup in there. So this is what we're gonna make. This one is fairly easy too. Let me change my instructions. I really got to go back and check those measurements. I don't know why my measurements are wrong. Okay, so we're gonna start with pear pizzazz at 7 inches by 8.5. So 8.5 by 7. And we're gonna score all sides at 2. I'll just use this instead of my scoring tool, because then we're going to cut the DSP 2, 2, and 2. So then the DSP is going to be 5 1/8 by 6 5/8. So 6. Right after that, 6 5/8. It's the notch right after the 6 1/2. So 6 5/8 by 5 1/8, which is the one notch after the 5. And we're going to score all of these at 1. 1. Sometimes I wish we didn't have this track on the trimmer, but then where would the blade go? 1. That's why I go over to my scoring tool a lot. 1 and 1. Yesterday I cut a bunch of chipboard because I'm trying to design projects for my team. We're having a get together in December. Instead of our team mating, I like to do like a fun get together for us. So we're gonna play bingo, and I'm creating projects for us to make. So I was cutting all this chipboard yesterday, and my blade got really dull. So I was like, oh, I gotta change that before tomorrow. Luckily I had one. So we're just gonna cut up these score lines up to the long score line, and then same on these. We'll furnish these. But yeah, I'm trying to have so many things to do. So many projects. Our Sweet Stampin' Friends tutorial, you know, these are the last few days for you to get the November tutorial, and then we're going to go into our December tutorial. So I've created that project. And I was working on the tutorial yesterday, and I just needed one more picture I have to take and put it in there so that I can have that ready by December 1st. So if you don't know what our Sweet Stampin' Friends tutorial is some fellow demonstrators and we have a tutorial that we put out once a month. You spend $35 in our online store. I can't remember the amount. I think it might be 30. You get our tutorial. There is 8 of us, and so you'll get 8 different projects with step-by-step instructions with the pictures, so you could see, you know, how it goes. And you know what? I think I just did this all wrong. See, I can't talk. But it will flip it around. I'm gonna have to flip it around. I can't talk and chew gum, right? No, so our, so it's just all gonna go this way instead. That's why it's a good thing paper has two sides. So our project theme this month was Christmas, I believe, for November, and then now our one for December is going to be Christmas packaging. So each month we have a theme. So like Christmas packaging is going to be, oh wait, I still did this. Am I doing, oh, okay. I can't believe how messed up I am today. My things don't even look right, my lines. So I was working on that tutorial as well. So this is gonna go the same, goes together the same way, but let me make sure that I'm doing this right. Not sure why I messed the other one up, but yeah, so every month we put out a tutorial, and there's some pretty amazing projects. One of the ladies, she does scrapbook pages a lot, and you know, that's something I haven't done in quite a while. That's how I first started all this, was by scrapbooking. And she put some beautiful scrapbook pages together. So if you're a scrapbooker, that would be a nice tutorial for you to get. If you don't want to purchase, you can buy just the tutorial for $15. So we're going to put this lid together like this. It should fit my box. Who knows? So there we go. We got all that squared away. So on the on this piece here, I forget about our red foil. So I wanted to change it up, and we're going to use the red foil. And that is going to be 2.5 by 4.25. 2.5 by 4.25. And then I'm also going to emboss this. We have a new embossing folder. Yeah, it's not out yet, but it's this one, and it looks so neat that I wanted to try it out. And so we're going to emboss this real quick just to add some texture. And I'm going to use this time I'll use my Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. And then another perk of being a demonstrator or on my team is we just found out that the mini is coming out, and we're going to be able to order it December 1st. The mini is going to be just a mini version of this. It's so cool. I think it'll fit exactly this size. But look at how cool this is. See the texture on that? I like this one. I always forget about our embossing folders. I don't use them as often as I should. So that is going to go on there. And we're going to cut a piece of Designer Series paper, this one, and that's going to be 1 by 3 1/8. So let's cut it at 1 and 3 1/8, which is the notch just after the 3. And that should go across, correct? I'm checking my measurements now. And then we're going to cut out a scalloped border, which this is for, it actually wraps around the coffee cups from this suite, but we're going to use it as a little border underneath. So you're going to just need to cut one of these in pear pizzazz. There's some pretty amazing stuff coming out in the new catalog in January. But if you're a demonstrator, you can get it now. Or not now, you can pre-order. I was able to order already because I did the on stage. When you do on stage, you get to pre-order. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue here at the bottom because we're going to stick this edge, and of course it's not going to fit all the way, so we're going to trim it. So right like that. But there's some pretty amazing stuff that's coming out in that catalog. And that was one of the things that I was able to purchase. So we'll just trim this at each side like this. And put this, we'll glue this on now. Look at the back side, the white. Doesn't that look like a texture? It's called a painting. It's new that I don't really know the name. Something paint something or other. Embossing folder. But like I said, there's some pretty cool stuff that's coming out. So we'll put this one right here in the center. And hold it down for a minute. And so then now let's go ahead, and I happen to have this piece left over from the last one. Let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment. Let that glue dry. Oops, I did it upside down, but it still works. I put an ink pad on that so it could dry. And then you're going to need a 1.5 inch punch, which is over here. We're going to punch out that sentiment. And then we're going to cut, we need the embossing again because we're going to cut out a pear pizzazz hexagon. I guess I should have did that when I had it out. And we're going to layer those pieces together with dimensionals. So let's just cut out the hexagon with pear pizzazz. My big shot looks like it needs to be dusted. Okay, so here's our hexagon, and we're going to add dimensionals to pop it up. I'm excited to get the mini because sometimes I feel like the bigger ones are just so heavy, and especially when you're putting down, because I do a lot of die cutting, a lot. So I'm going to put dimensionals on this, and then we're going to layer this right here. Eat, drink, and be merry. Before we tie our bow, I completely forgot about our inside. We got to put our insert in, right? So I got to go get another piece of pear pizzazz because I think I didn't cut it. Okay, so for the insert, we're going to use pear pizzazz, and it's going to be 3 by 5. So 3 by 5, and then we're going to score it. Oops, 3 by 5, and now we're going to score it at 1/4. One and 1/4. I hope you guys can see this. 1 and 1/4. 3 3/4. And 4 3/4. So you're going to have a small line, a medium line, a big line, medium, small. So we're going to burnish these, but we need to cut out our circles that our coffees can't go into, or coffee or hot chocolate. So we're going to need the round circle because the 1.5 inch circle punch is not quite big enough for it. So we're going to use the layering circles, and this is the 3rd to the smallest that we're going to use. And we'll put this in the Big Shot. Yeah, we used to have a punch that was big enough, and it retired, and I don't believe that I still have that in my retired stock. So just what looks center to you, and then cut your hole out. These are cute little co-worker gifts, you know, something that, you know, you don't have to spend a lot of money on. So we're going to put some adhesive on each of the small 1/4 inch slots, and then we're going to put it on one of these big ones. And here's our box, and this set's going to go in like this. This small section here is going to go to the bottom of the box. This middle section is going to go to the side of the box, and then this one over here is going to go to the bottom on the other side. Hopefully that makes sense. So when you put it in, you're going to go in like this and line up this piece at the bottom, and so you could push it up against the wall of the box or the side, and then you could adhere the other one, and then fold this over, and this is gonna flip around and just flatten it down, and then you can push it through just like that. So that's your little insert for your coffee. And I don't have a coffee pod here other than the other one, but I have another package of cookies we could squeeze in there. But those donuts fit absolutely perfect. So there's our coffee box. Coffee and I'm calling it coffee and donuts because there should be donuts in there. But again, you can make it hot chocolate and cookies. So we're going to tie a bow, slip this under here. I'm using the linen thread, or not linen thread, but linen ribbon. If you want a trim, I guess you should call it, not a ribbon. And cut it, and there's our box. And we're not done because we have to add rhinestones. Which one do you like better, the embossed with the silver foil or just regular real red cardstock? It gives you a different look. So we'll put a couple in each corner, and this one needs to go under and fixed right. That's the one I redid. But there's our two boxes. Let me know which one you like better. Or you could even the embossed on just the red cardstock. I just wanted to use the red foil. I forget we have it. It comes red and green. And that's in the holiday catalog. And I believe that's probably 10% off. So that's our second project. Now let me see. I don't think I need any of these stamps for the next project. Let me clean them off real quick. So our next project is going to be a simple one. I say simple. But it's the Via coffee packages from Starbucks. So you could, I think actually Walmart carries them. I might have bought mine no, I bought mine at Starbucks, but this is another cute little gift that you can do for a coworker. Easy. Just a little pouch to put it in for, it's the Via peppermint mocha latte. I like peppermint mochas from Starbucks. It's just a little pouch that holds it, and it says, "This one's on me, Merry Christmas." So to start that one, we need a piece of real red, and it's 11, so it's the length of the cardstock by 2 3/4. 2 3/4. And we're going to score the long side at 4 1/4. I don't sound very confident, do I? And then the short's going to be at 1/4. So it's going to be 1/4 on each side. And then, so 1/4. And then you can actually flip it over and go 1/4. Or it would be 2 1/2. If you went over, it's going to be 2 1/2. See, that's going to be your other score line. So it's 1/4 on each side. So you're going to fold this in half, and then these long sections, we're actually going to cut that out. We only need on the smaller section, we need that 1/4. And my lighting's not very good, so I don't know how straight I'm going to cut this. And we're just going to cut that out. And then the same on this side. Oh my goodness, I could already tell I'm cutting crooked. I can't see that line. I got like a glare, so it's cutting out. So it's gonna go like that. And so these little sections, they're gonna fold over, and we're gonna add tear and tape to it so that we're gonna make our little pocket. And these will stick inside. But again, these are good, cute little gifts that you can make for co-workers. It doesn't cost a lot of money. And, you know, you can give them to you can give them to a lot of people. So fold these over, and this is just going to fold right on top of it. Like that. And then we have our pouch. And just ignore my Cricut cutting at the top. I could straighten that out after because I could see my score line, but I will fix that after. But that's our pouch. And then so now we're going to wrap it with some designer series paper. So we're going to go 5 1/4 or 5 by 4. So 5 inches, and then we'll cut it at 4 inches. And it's gonna wrap around like this. So what I do is I'll put some tear and tape on one side and the other. And then we're just gonna wrap it around and then adhere them side to side, or overlapping. Like you can even use the back side of this paper. So you're gonna have a little bit of the real red peeking out on the top. Just fold that over, kind of pinch these sides so that it's a snug fit, and then flap it over, and there you go. So now we're gonna do a piece of real red for the second layer, and that's gonna be 1 1/2 by 5 1/4. 1 1/2. Well, let's go 5 1/4 first. By 1 1/2. And basically the same thing. I'm going to add tear and tape to each end. If you want it to kind of break up a little, you can do that. Kind of break up the fibers just a little bit so it's a little bit easier. Not so stiff. We'll add tear and tape to each end. Oops. And see, I need this take your pick tool. So Ugh, that's another thing I gotta go shopping for is I got a couple of Secret Santas. Oh, I put it on the wrong side. Or actually, I didn't even need it on that side. But that's okay. Look at tear and tape. It'll come right off. Just like that. But you know what we'll do to hide that? We're going to turn this around. Like this. Oh, how come it slid off so easily now? And then we'll put our label right there and nobody will ever know, right? See how easy peasy? You make a mistake and you can cover it up. Let me get some of this stuff out of my way. It's like I got stuff everywhere. So this ribbon, I wanted to go with white, is the Flowers for Every Season ribbon combo pack. So it actually comes with 3 rolls of ribbon, but I just wanted the white. I like this ribbon too. We're just going to tie a big bow. Hopefully a big bow. And there we go. This ribbon's a little bit easier to tie than some of the others. Actually, one of my team members, the first class I had with her was a disaster. I had some ribbon that was, you know, it's got a pattern on one side and not the other. And I could not tie my bow. I told her, I'm surprised I didn't scare you away then, because I could not get the ribbon right. I did one and then I couldn't do the other. It just, for some reason, I just could not do it. And I was like, wow, I can't believe she still joined my team. But this we're going to go ahead and stamp in real red. This is on me. This one's on me. I'm going to stamp that in real red. And we're going to do the coffee cup again. I got to find the coffee cup. And there's the coffee cup. And coffee cup. My stamps are a mess. But we're going to do the coffee cup in the Nancy Meadow. So let's do the outline full strength. And then we're going to do the inside, stamp off, and then put it. Now that one came out right. And so we're going to cut these out with the die, and then we're going to punch out a piece of DSP to go behind it. So let's do this one, and let's see if I can do my cup at the same time. Yay. The magnetic plate didn't move it. So we got our cup and our sentiment. And for these, like I said, we're going to punch out a piece of DSP. So we're going to go with the same pattern that we used. It's just a 1.5 inch circle punch. And we're going to put some mini dimensionals behind these. I usually add like 4 to these circles. Oops. And then we're going to pop up the coffee cup. So we'll put a dimensional behind there. So this holy circle, because there's a hole in it, is going to go onto the DSP. Kind of really don't see it, but it's kind of, once you put the cup in, you'll see a little tiny bit of it. And then we're going to put the cup in there. And we're going to add a rhinestone to the center of the cup. My putty's coming out of my take your pick tool. a rhinestone. And then we're going to attach this one with dimensionals. Oops. Put a couple of dimensionals. Now see how much easier this one was? Oh, and you know what? I forgot. See, I was rushing through, thought we were done, but I forgot to put a piece of DSP up there. Just so it's not plain. Another way you could probably look a rhinestone fill out. So let's just, since it's on me, let's just add a rhinestone here. Just so that it's not so plain when that they go to pull it out. You'll see there's, so I just did the, well, I was going to do the red, but let's just do this one. And this piece is, I don't know what size that piece is. I don't have that written on there. Jeez. So let's go 2 1/4. Let's go 2 1/4 by 2. I'll have to add that. I'll have to go back in and change all my, did I say 2 1/4 by 2? I think that might not be correct. 2 1/4. Yeah, 2 1/4 by 2. No, that's not right. Why is that not right? Oh my goodness, people. So 2 1/4 by 2. 2 1/4 by 2. That's because this isn't 2 1/4. That's why. Ay, ay, ay. So live. Live. 2 1/4. So we're going to stick that right on there. It's live, and this is what happens. And this is what happens when you're trying to work after having a horrible migraine. So we're going to just put the green on there. And that's just to add, you know, something for when they pull it out. So now we're done. This is, we'll put our little via packet in there. And it's ready to go. Wow. So we're done with our projects for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me and dealing with all my mishaps. I hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving. Here's our first project. Here's one project, our other one with our cookies and our hot chocolates. Let's put the hot chocolate in this one. We'll add our cookies. Close this box up. Let's put the bow back on. Again, if you want all the make and takes for these 3 projects, I will send them to you when you place a $35 order in my online store, and you have until Monday, which I think is the 30th, to place your order. I have my online craft fair going on right now. I have to fix this. So here's these two, and then these 2. These are our donut and coffees. So if you want these projects, be sure and use this host code by November 30th to go ahead and get your make and takes for free. I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Get to spend time with family and just enjoy it. I am thankful for each one of you for supporting my business, for joining in on my Facebook Lives, and just being there for me. I hope you have a great day, and again, enjoy, and I will see you back here next Wednesday. Bye, y'all. You take care. Bye-bye.